Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that everything you think you see, the solid objects, the people, all the problems, what if it's all a complete misunderstanding? Today we are diving headfirst into a really fascinating and, kind of challenging set of ideas from A Course in Miracles. And trust me, it's designed to flip your entire perception of reality on its head. So the Course kicks off with this really provocative idea that our everyday way of seeing the world, is just a bunch of separate things and events happening around us. Well, it says that that's actually a form of blindness. It's suggesting that what we call sight is, at its core, a complete misunderstanding. So that really sets us on a journey, right? And like any great adventure, it doesn't start with a map. It starts with a powerful desire, a real want to go somewhere new. And that desire, that's the first absolutely crucial step. Okay, so here's the first big idea. The first step has nothing to do with ability. It's all about motivation. It just starts with admitting something simple, but also really profound, that our current way of seeing things, it just isn't making us happy. And these aren't just, empty affirmations you say in the mirror. The Course frames them as serious, deep commitments. It's about deciding to prioritize a brand new kind of vision over all our old comfortable judgments about, everything. We're talking about everything from a simple table to a really difficult relationship. Now this slide really gets to the heart of the whole internal conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the ego, that sense of our separate self, and it is screaming that seeing things differently is a terrifying sacrifice. It literally feels like giving up who we are. But then, the Course presents the exact same choice as total liberation, as a release from the very prison the ego built for us in the first place. Okay, so this desire to see differently, it leads us straight into the central metaphysical idea of the Course. And let me tell you, it is a radical reversal of how we normally think about cause and effect. Here it is. This is the foundational flip. The world we experience isn't happening to us. No, it's a projection of what's happening inside our own minds. And listen, this is not just some minor detail. This is the engine that drives the entire system. Our perception of the world, it's just a shadow of our inner thoughts. So the crucial point here is this. If you want to change what you see, trying to rearrange all the stuff out there is totally useless. It's like trying to change a movie by poking at the screen. You can't do it. You have to change the film that's running in the projector. And that projector? That's your mind. All right, now this next one can be a little tricky, so let's unpack it. The Course clarifies that this doesn't mean God is like physically hiding inside a table or a chair. No. What it means is that the purpose of God, which the Course defines as forgiveness and love, is available to be seen in everything. Why? Because that loving thought is already an option inside your own mind. And this brings us to a really fundamental choice, one we are always making, by the way, whether we realize it or not. We are either using our minds to project guilt or to extend love. So let's break down exactly what that means. This slide, it just brilliantly illustrates the ego's main survival strategy. It happens in 3 steps. First, we identify some kind of inner darkness we just can't stand. Guilt, self-hatred, whatever it is. Second, we reject it. We say, nope, not me. And third, just like you see in that final step, we project it. We literally throw it outwards, and in doing so, we create a world full of blame and conflict where the problem is always out there. So this slide lays out the 2 paths so clearly. On the left, you have the ego's projection, which keeps us separate and basically at war with everything. And then on the right, you have what the Course calls vision, or extension, which does the complete opposite. It finds the love that's already within and extends it outward, which creates a world of unity and peace. Now, really grasping this choice, this fork in the road between projection and vision, it leads to a monumental shift in personal responsibility. It's a complete shift from feeling powerless to realizing you have incredible power. And this is the declaration of release. It is one of the Course's most famous and maybe most challenging lessons. Think about it. If the inner is truly the cause of the outer, then you simply cannot be a victim of a world that your own mind is projecting. It's a game changer. So the Course argues that this whole sense of victimhood, it's basically the bedrock of our personality. From the moment we're born, we feel like we're at the mercy of the world. And so what happens? Our entire life becomes this process of just building up defenses. All of it designed to protect us from this harsh, cruel world that we believe is constantly attacking us. But then, vision comes along and reveals that this threat, the one we've spent a whole lifetime defending against, was never actually real to begin with. Wow! It was just a projection of our own inner turmoil.
So why does any of this matter? What's the point? Well, it's because the world that needs saving, it isn't some external place out there. It's the world held inside your own perception. And the Course is super clear on this. This is not about saving the physical planet. It's about saving your world from your own attack thoughts. When you free your mind, you change how you see everything, and that is how you save your world.
Okay, so this whole journey, the desire, understanding projection, claiming freedom from victimhood, it all culminates in one final, absolutely crucial step, remembering who you truly are. Now, the Course presents this idea not as some arrogant claim, but as just a simple statement of fact about your true identity. An identity that we've forgotten, that's been covered over by the ego's image of us as this small, separate self. The logic here is really direct and, honestly, uncompromising. It goes like this. If you're an extension of a perfect, holy source, then you have to share in that perfection. And if your mind is inherently holy, then your perception, your actual sight, has the capacity to be holy too. And that image it's talking about? That's the separate, fearful self you think you are. It's just a construct. And get this, according to the Course, it literally cannot see. True vision, on the other hand, that doesn't come from the image. It comes from your true, holy identity, the part of you that's still connected to its source.
And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. As you start to accept your own holiness within, your perception of the world on the outside has to transform. It has no choice. Your sight actually becomes holy, and it just bathes everything you look at in this light of forgiveness and love.
Which brings everything full circle, right back to a simple, super practical question you can ask yourself in any given moment. Who are you choosing as your guide, right now? Is it the ego, with its world of fear and separation? Or is it a vision of love and unity? All you have to do is look at the world you're experiencing. Because what you see, well, that's always the answer.